second series of the day. That was Bradley. Do you think he deserves a car after his performances, Cubby? Does he have a shot?
Ooh. Silas's ultimate, it's named Hijack for a reason, so you never know.
I don't think Honda would approve of that specific message, so maybe not.
We prefer cars with maybe Bradley's name on them. But
Yeah. Let's have license and registration included in this transaction. But of course, we will have our next series up here that we're getting ready for. Evil Geniuses versus CLG to close out the day here on twitch.tv/path2LCS. A reminder, also pull up Academy. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm definitely about to spoil something. Dignitas actually picked up their first win against Cloud9. Game number one, they picked up the win. That was pretty big. So if that surprised you, that's probably because you weren't watching both streams. Make sure to pull that one up. But this is, of course, our next series ahead of us with Evil Geniuses, the first team that we are taking a look at. And not necessarily for the most exciting reasons, because Cubby. Actually, Magical, I'm going to give this one to you. I feel like Magical,
I get to talk.
He's been fighting the urge to flame all day. So talk to me about Evil Geniuses and how they've been struggling as of late.
I love them. Let me just preface this with that. I wish
good
them
start.
I wish them all the best. I think they're all talented players, but I also think that this roster is boomed, and I think that it's best to just move on.
Well, okay, we can't do that.
Okay,
we have to give the chance. What is the hope of this roster as we take a look at some of their play?
Because I'm gonna look at actually play and not just be, I was just being toxic for toxic sake. Like I actually think
you were so close to making it through.
The thing is, I was honest about how I love them. I think they're all fantastic players across the board. I think they all have so much talent. But sometimes what we see is that they don't have jointed calls with one another, and that's why I say the roster. It feels like there needs to be something that kind of effectively change with them to get them on the same level, because they'll make these plays. One person will be like, okay, I can go for this angle, and then the others are like, nah, we don't feel comfortable going for that, and then suddenly they're caught out, like Tomio getting caught out in some situations. Surdy, same thing. So Lego, I think his Lissandra has been fantastic, and that's been one of the reasons they've been looking like decent and good as of late, but they just all need to get on the same page. Otherwise, I just don't see how this team could ever find success.
It's tough when you're in a position like Evil Geniuses Academy, where you have very skilled players, but like you had pointed out, and Cubby, we've actually talked about too, we do see moments where one person's going in and the rest of the team isn't ready, or they have a different game plan, which makes us then wonder, who's the shot caller, who's making the decisions, how much trust does everybody have? Okay, commit to these kinds of plays.
I think that's why the Lissandra has been so good for Soligo. Not only is he very talented at that champion, but also Lissandra's an easy champ for a team to play around. It's Frozen Tomb. This is where we go in, right? We're going on this target, or I'm going to go in Frozen Tomb myself, and that's when and where we fight. And so I think that for EG, it's, again, I feel like a team that opts for very aggressive early game compositions, but when those early games don't add up, we see them somewhat crumble throughout the game. And there isn't that, like, creative playmaking or outside of, it feels like, Cowrie, that big late game carry that can kind of take them across the finish line at times. So I want to see if EG can either patch up their early games, or also you could commit to a later style, because if we've seen CLG slip up anywhere, they are one of the strongest early game teams we have. They're second in our league in early game stats behind Team Liquid, but we've seen them mess up at a couple of mid to late games. EG could look to punish that today and maybe snag a win off of one of the better teams we have in the league.
Well, I want to talk about this really quick, just because when we look really briefly, I think Evil Geniuses have found ways to play late game a bit better as of late. Like, you look back to the 100 Thieves game, the 50-minute banger that they had in game 1. They were playing an early game comp, yet they were somehow winning in late game fights against a team that should have outscaled them pretty hard.
They did find creative ways.
And I want to, this is why we were so hyped about this Evil Geniuses roster at the beginning of spring. This is why we all say that they're all such talented players, because we know what they're capable of. We just need to see them translate the scrims to the stage.
They got to win over 100 Thieves. Now they're up against CLG. So let's talk about CLG Academy coming into the day, because this is a team that had one big roster swap coming into the week. And that's where we wanted to give a lot of our focus today. Kevy here in the jungle role for CLG has actually slotted pretty well into the team. Cubby, when we look at day one, maybe it was a little bit of Dokla saving the team, as he was also subbing in for Jenkins at the time. But day two, Kevy really brought things together. And as we take a look at some of Kevy's gameplay, you can see some hints of why he was scouted by CLG in the first place.
I've been really impressed with Kevy's ability to read lanes. I think that's something that's really surprised me. I think some of his pathing, his hovering, and when he decides to help out his laners has been really sound in his first 4 games, which have all been wins for the side of CLG. So that's something that definitely surprised me for Kevy. I know this was a fight engage where he got a little bit too far ahead of his team, but still, his Wukong, that's been his go-to pick. It's 3-0. He's putting up big numbers with it, and I want to see if Kevy can continue to execute plays like this, but also I'm excited to see when Kevy does decide to bust out some of those magic damage-based champions that he's been known for, specifically the Evelynn, but also was a Karthus player over at his time in Order. I think that Kevy, is rather exciting in that aspect. And I'm really curious to see if he can continue his form because, frankly, I expected Kevy to be around a mid-tier jungler in Academy, but I'd say his first 4 games, he's been very, very impressive in his games. His ability to path, but also read what his laners need and help out at the right times to make sure that they're ahead. It's been really sound gameplay from Kevy to start off.
And Magical, when we just referenced the interview we had with Bradley, he said, hey, junglers are OP, man. And it's a role that requires, usually with an average team composition based on what we've seen historically, a lot of communication, a lot of shot calling, a lot of dictating where action happens around the map. And the fact that Kevy was able to slot in so well already in the first 2 days, really good news for CLG. But with that said, I'm hearing now that Pick and Ban is ready, so I'll pass it back over to Magical and Cubby to continue the Kevy conversation into draft.
Well, it's the Kevy conversation into Tomio. I want to see Tomio step up this game. This is why I'm just worried about Evil Geniuses. This is a red-hot CLG Academy that they are playing against. And Evil Geniuses, they did a fantastic job in playing against 100 Thieves, a team everyone always talks about having the best hands in the league. They just play chaotically. But Evil Geniuses still took them to 50 minutes, then won the second game. If they can pull off something like that against CLG, I'll have far more faith in this roster. But at the moment, looking at the bans, you can tell at CLG, no, if they just punish Cowrie, take away things that are really strong, and grab Zeri for Meech, that they're going to be in a fantastic spot at the start.
They want the Zeri. So Cowrie's yet to play Twitch. I think that's a bit of the gambit they're taking, and now Zeri taken off the board. I'm curious, with a lot of marksman bans being taken, could it be a Lucian? But no, it's going to be Kevy sticking with that Wukong. We are on 12-12B, so Wukong did see some nerfs, specifically to his clear time. They took down the percentage damage on his E, so he does not clear as quickly, but Kevy has still been putting it to very, very good use as 3-0 on the pick. See if he can pick up a win in this 4th game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, how he's been playing it, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see that. But I do want to see how Evil Geniuses respond. I talked about this before. I really like Tomio playing on something like Poppy. I think it worked really well for them when they, even like in their losses, it still looked really good. It set up a lot for the team. And with this, I will say, with this bot lane, it's not necessarily going to be as easy to go for because you're going to have a lot of poke on CLG side, but you're also going to have more sustain and just trying to outlast and survive in the bot lane.
It will be Ezreal Karma for CLG. So EG, with the Senatom again, committing to that earlier identity, and with Saligo on the Lissandra. Important note, his Lissandra, this is a team with 8 wins. Saligo's 4-1 on the Lissandra. And Senatom with this, that tells me the game plan for EG, it is to dive side lane, specifically that bot lane. CLG's bot lane will have a lot of shove early with the Ezreal Karma. Very, very good into the Senatom, but I think Lissandra is going to be trying to change that as EG going to take away some of the picks that could be very good in the list. I like the Swain ban. I want to see an Azir ban as well.
Same here. And honestly, I do like this composition so far from Evil Geniuses, especially because I am looking now towards Surdy and what they want to grab for him in the top lane, because they don't have the most damage in the mid game. You got a Senna, gonna be all right. Lissandra, same, about fair, but once they get into the later stages of the game, that's when things get difficult. So to make up for that, Surdy has got to really be put into this carry position alongside of getting bolstered by Tomio.
And it was a tough 0-2 against Dignitas yesterday for EG, but there were games that Tomio was getting Surdy ahead. Keep in mind, the one Gnar game, Surdy was off to a 4-1 start into the Jace that Hoon was piloting. That was game 1 in their series yesterday. So it's good seeing Tomio play around Surdy in an effective manner, going back to the days where when these two were on the team with Evil Genius's prodigies, a marksman by the likes of Shiro. Did it end up being too bad when he name swapped to Danny? They took 6th as an amateur team. Again, as you were pointing out, talented players on this roster. That's part of why we have high expectations for these guys, because they have proven they can compete at this level, at a very high level, be it that as well. We'll have to see if they can step up in this one, as I am expecting a pick for Tomio here.
Oh, Belveth. I think it's Belveth.
Belveth wouldn't be a bad option. We haven't seen Tomio play it yet, so I was going to say Viego. I do like Viego too. Getting resets with the Sandra, it's a very strong combo.
Yeah, it's good. I agree. I just think the Belveth would have worked really well here because you have good lockdown tools and you need something to make up for the damage, but I talked about how Surdy probably is going to be the player that has to really be the carry. But with that blind Gnar, Aurelia was the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay, Aurelia back in the meta this week, as that's going to be picked up for Surdy. I like this because it's very similar to what we saw in the last series. Aurelia being locked in for Harry. Guess what the solo lanes were? It was Gnar plus Corki. Aurelia's good into both of these side lanes. So for EG, it's about getting Lissandra out of lane, snowballing the side lanes, going from there. If they get the first kill in a team fight, Tomio can take over with the Viego resets. Whereas CLG, they've been playing a lot of Gnar plus Wukong this week. The terrain displacement, the knockups, that's going to buy the time and space for Triple and Meech to pump out the damage. And important to note, the Triple, yes, he will lose on the side lane to Surdy, but come objective setups, there is nothing that can touch Triple on the side of EG. Those rockets are going to be firing upon EG with no mercy. So something we saw EG struggle with yesterday was their ability to find engage into that Jace Ezreal comp that Dignitas was running. They're going to need to be very decisive with this Lissandra if they're going to take objective fights before they get poked down by the rockets from Triple. Something to look out for in the later stages of this game.
See, and you're talking about focusing on Triple, focusing on how he's going to be in the late game, but I'm just curious to see if they're going to play around Surdy the way I want them to. He has been given the tools to carry in this first game. Aurelia versus Gnar to start off the match between Evil Geniuses Academy and Counter Logic Gaming Academy.
6 TPs in this game, Mad Magical. Something important to note.
One for Smoothie, too.
Yes, we're starting to see more of that on the Kench, especially into Ezreal Karma, as both lanes can go for TP. Meech also adapting the strat that we're seeing very common in the LCK, which is first strike Ezreal with a teleport. Just stay in lane all the time. Ezreal's good if you're able to pick up some extra XP with the TP. Of course, first strike getting you gold, getting you to that early build item spike that Ezreal has, the cheaper items, even faster, as I'm expecting Meech to go for that blue Ezreal.
I would expect the same. Usually what we've been seeing for the most part, especially when you look at how much AD damage there is on the side of Evil Geniuses. Usually you're able to get away with going for a cheeky Frozen Heart, denying a little bit of the damage that can come in from someone like Aurelia, Viego, even Senna.
No Frozen Heart, man. I'm going all damage, baby. Essence Reaver, Miramana, Prowler's Claw.
I agree with you on that, but I've been seeing too many times where it's the Manamune. You get the Essence Reaver and then Frozen Heart. That's what I've been seeing.
We do see a little bit of that, especially with the Triforce. I think it's gonna be blue Ezreal though for Meech. It's gonna be the full poke smith.
I've seen it with
CLG.
Prowler's Claw, mate. It's like it's the same thing.
It's good later. As Surdy gonna get a nice trade on the Jenkins. When he dips into the brush, of course, drops Minion Aggro. So does lose out on that first trade, but will win the next ones as Jenkins does not have bone plating anymore.
All right. Do we take a bet on if Surdy's going to be able to get a solo kill in this matchup?
Ooh. It's tough against Jenkins. He was
Jenkins very solid.
Against Vital yesterday, crushed him in both of those games.
Destroyed him.
It was on the Gnar. It was into the Sejuani matchup, as that's a bummer for Surdy. Just missed executing that creep, so does lose out on that Q cooldown. We'll lose out the level 1 to 2 window. As Tomio is working his way top. Kevy is going for that reverse clear. This is scouted by the side of EG, so Tomio and EG should know if they want to dive Jenkins on that third wave, they will have the window and it will be uncontested from CLG.
With the Mega now, will be some time. Expecting to see it pretty calm and cool for both teams. And I want to bring this back to the expectations of Evil Geniuses. And really, this is why it's hard talking about them, because I respect them so much and I know how well they can play. But we just don't always see that. So in this game, what do you want from Evil Genius? What do you expect them to be able to do, and whether or not we'll be able to see it?
For EG, as we set up, it's about making plays around the Lissandra, going to sides. And I want to see them attack the top lane, try and get Aurelia ahead, as Saligo is going to rotate, but Kevy's actually here to cut him off. Saligo will be spotted.
Oh, they're going
Tomio's
for
still up here,
dive,
though.
maybe.
Uncontested. Yes, this is the play. As I guess Kevy, seeing that, might actually be called off here by the side of CLG. So Kevy, again, delaying his clear. He dropped the Wolves in order to do that and hover.
Okay, wait a minute.
Prevent the triple dive is hold on.
Bit of a skirmish in the bot lane. Thick skin for Smoothie will keep him fine. Bad trade there. He went for the Abyssal Dive, unfortunately got punished for it.
I still like Kevy, like, just sitting there. He knows he's not going for that crab. He doesn't have priority in either solo lane, but he's reading that that's the move for Saligo. If he continues his clear on time, goes to the bot crab, he knows that he'll get it, he'll be fine in his own matchup, but that also leaves Gnar very vulnerable on the top side. So again, Kevy, reading what his laners need very, very well, as he is really having his first week from coming in from Order, of course. You recognize the name from MSI. Yes, that is the same Kevy as CLG, their big import, finally in for this split and performing very well.
And for CLG, with Kevy being on their roster finally, we're starting to see their power as an entire unit. Getting the 4-0 so far, facing off against Evil Geniuses. And I want to see if they can continue this.
To be fair to CLG, they've rocked 5 different rosters this split, and it really feels like they haven't dropped a beat from any of them. As we do have to pause. We were talking about we want plays from EG.
And this is going to look like a play.
Yeah,
got a
him
bit of
and
damage.
Saligo over here.
They got a lot of dive capabilities as long as... Oh, flash from Meech will survive, dodging away.
Something unique from Meech I've noticed this split. I cannot remember a 50-50 reaction play that Meech has lost. We saw a perfect Captain Jack cleanse yesterday. This guy does not lose on reaction speed time plays. I've never seen him lose one so far this split in Academy. I know that one's one of the easier ones to pull off, but look out for that moving forward in this game. And Meech, it is important to note, he does not have a cleanse into Lissandra. In fact, neither laner for CLG does. So very oftentimes when we see a Lissandra, we do see the double cleanse from mid, from Marksman. That's not an option this game for CLG. It's another window that EG can capitalize on, but we'll see if CLG's Triple and Meech can outplay that.
I feel like they had to go for TPs. Even if you want cleanses against Lissandra, you need to be able to keep up with the map rotations that you know Evil Geniuses have got for themselves. With the Aurelia, with Saligo on Lissandra, plus the Tomcat center lane. It's difficult to just forfeit that and say, you know what, it's fine. You can rotate around the map the entire time, and we'll never be able to answer that.
Speaking of rotation, Saligo did just ding 6. Tomio's up here. Will be spotted by a control ward. Jenkins wiser to it. Another control ward will be cleared out here by Saligo. Tomio is going to be spotted, swept out, and again, Kevy is here to hover. So I still think EG are going to brute force this play, but Kevy is not spotted on the top side. We'll see if EG goes for it. Jenkins about to mega Gnar out. And
I think that's why the bail.
Yeah, CLG, just given the timers, they're ready to hover the right lanes. And this is a different look from CLG. Again, this is the second best early game team that we have in the league. Their average gold diff at 15. It is 1,363 gold. That is second. CLG, they're used to taking priority to try and generate these leads. Usually they're the ones going for dives, but CLG taking a step back this game and playing very intelligently to dissuade EG from executing their early game plan into CLG. This is a good sign of growth from CLG.
Honestly, I expect this from CLG because we look at the talent they have on the team. They have elements that remain consistent, such as Triple and Breezy from when they got first seed last split. But with Meech, a very powerful marksman player, bringing in Kevy finally, we're already seeing how great of control he can get over a lot of the junglers here in Academy. Ooh, that cancel there with the tether. A bit rough for Smoothie.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, solo kill, Surdy. Nara into the wall, getting a bit of damage, dodging
Surdy's
away
playing
from
well.
the wall, getting more damage, and he's got that ability. He's looking for it, but Jenkins jumping out, make sure that Surdy does not go for the full commit.
Surdy played that very well. The fact that he's alive is thanks to him utilizing the blades to really get around the Mega Gnar, make sure he's not thrown into a wall. Dodged out on the boulder from Nara as well, but now tell me he might have to blow ult to get out of here.
Had to as well. CLGA using the claw to get a bit of an escape. They took a lot of damage for it.
And Surdy, CLGA, they don't have access to the TPs. So again, a comp where you take these solo laners that can win as the game goes on in the Aurelia, should have early push in the Lissandra. Because of the chunks now going down on both solo laners for EG, this is just going to be a free Rift Herald going over to CLG. We'll see if Tomio decides to get funky to try and delay this and buy time for the Senna Kench and Aurelia to get back. But if he doesn't do anything, this will be a freebie going over to CLG.
CLGA starting to rotate. There's Tomio.
Yeah, I think they got
down the shroud. They have to contest this. You've got smoothing cavalry here. You're not going to send them up here and not try to see if you contest this. Well, CLG might have some elements on the other side. They've already got the inside angle for Jenkins. He's Mega as well. That's rough to play against. Here comes the claw, getting the double knock up to try to see if they can turn it around. They've got damage, but first blood was picked up by CLG with 2 kills. Make it 3, because 1 more had fallen on their side. They might be able to get a little bit more with Smoothie being so low. The flash in from Breezy. Smoothie still barely alive. Last Embrace will connect to make sure that he can survive, but it is CLG coming out on top. 2 kills and an eye.
And EG blew all their cooldowns into Mega Gnar. Jenkins goes down, but that Mega Gnar has so many base stats. They didn't have the damage there to get him as Senna Kench were still rotating to the play. Tomio didn't have access to that ultimate because it was bled out from him earlier in the skirmishing. And EG, with this early comp, they've lost Rift Herald. They've lost the fight. They're down 1k gold. If you don't get ahead on this comp, it just gets brutal as the game goes on.
And we can see from this replay, I'm more curious to see how Kevy steals this away. Because I was looking at Tomio and expecting that
eye.
Yeah, I think what it is they kill Tomio first and then they're able to secure it. Yep.
Yeah, that came in. Now Tomio.
Ooh, Tomio. I think he's going to get run down. Mini Gnar is great for chasing down and kiting.
Oh, nice.
But with Surdy having positioned himself to answer that, at least we'll save his jungler's life, but again, traded for a neutral objective.
And, Kevy is down a few camps, but who cares? Like, what Kevy has been able to do this game on the Wukong, just hovering his lanes, able to attack the dragon when off that reset Tomio thought he could sneak it. Kevy says no. He skipped over all his camps to be there in order to contest that play. Kevy is putting himself behind at the right times to put his team ahead. That's a big part of what being a jungler is, and Kevy is making all the right decisions early.
Mounting to good size of leads in some of their lanes. Beach with a kill for his name. Already starting to scale up that Essence Reaver as well. Once he gets that completed, a little bit more power into the bot lane. But now, I'm curious for Evil Genius's sake, what they can do to counteract how Kevy's played to neutralize any sort of early game dives that EG were trying to set up. Do we got maybe a rinse and repeat, try to make that top lane play work?
As EG, you're down 1k gold. I would say go top because Jenkins doesn't have flash. You have to try something. And with Tomio pathing bot to top, it looks to be the case. But now, look at Kevy. He's clearing out his topside camps. He is sneaking into the lane. This will be spotted. We'll see if EG is able to execute.
I don't think he'll be spotted at all. I don't. Now they know.
Spotted.
So Surdy was able to spot him out because of the blade surge, and now trying to get away. Cyclone huge, getting the damage, but with the Vanguard's edge, it might be Surdy. Nah, he tried. He tried to turn it around, but he couldn't.
No flash for Surdy. Kevy again. Triple's caught.
Triple's got flash.
Nice. Yeah. Well played from Triple. Still well worth it for the side of CLG. They'll take a flash being down on Triple to dodge out on a potential Lissandra dive, and now Tomio stuck in no man's land. CLGA is spotted briefly on the crab.
I don't know if he's so much stuck in no man's land or if they're trying to turn the fight, but they don't have the advantage here. CLGA went golden using Frozen Tuna on itself. With how low some of the CLG members are, they could get some resets. They've got Tomio, but he does. He gets the 1 kill, make it 2 kills. Tomio is turning it around, and he's got Mini Gnar. He's chasing down. The Heartbreaker didn't connect, but guess who is here? The reinforcements have arrived, and Surdy claims his 2nd kill of the game.
much needed for EG, and the member that you were looking to have step up that magical, Tomio, is able to pull it off with CLGA. I gotta say, when the Frozen Tomb was used on himself, I thought CLGA kind of threw the fight. I thought he should have thrown away his life in order for Tomio to get guaranteed a reset, but Tomio was able to connect, able to make it work, and EG still in this game.
Fantastic plays there on the top side of the map from Evil Geniuses. They've been trying so hard to make one of those plays work. It seems that they could just do it 2v3.
And I mean, that's so important for the side of EG again, because they dissuaded Kevy from, I believe he wanted to drop this Herald mid, ideally, to take some points away from the Lissandra. He's got to throw it bot now. Not an ideal scenario. As EG might be able to shut this down.
Yeah, they can. They can completely neutralize this take.
Well done.
Nothing gained for CLG. The control, the patience Kevy had provided beforehand. After one play, it looks like it's kind of gone awry, as you said. Having to pop the eye in bot lane because they didn't have that play in mid lane anymore. And Triple, without flash, he's just dead. Nice. Good kill for Surdy.
Really well done by EG. Surdy sacks a wave, makes a proactive play on the map, and now, early game, all the effort from Kevy was to neutralize Surdy. It was to make sure that Surdy doesn't get a lead, isn't able to dive the Gnar. And yes, Jenkins is still in this game, but look at Surdy now. 3-1 on the Aurelia, has potential to win both side lanes. And now CLG, things are starting to fall apart for them.
Meech has flash. He has dash, but he's still dead.
I think it's intelligent for Meech not to burn flash there.
Agreed.
He knows that he's going down. Tomio able to take him down. Kevy now.
Evil Geniuses, these plays right now, catching CLG completely off guard. Tomio looks to see if he can dive, but he doesn't have Heartbreaker, so Kevy barely will scrape by.
And for CLG, it's 1 by 1. EG are getting picks, taking them off the map. CLG are not respecting the recover. They're allowing EG to snowball one kill into more. They need to take a step back, seed some turrets, seed some terrain on the map, or else EG can continue to press forward as they are doing. And it's been a fantastic Viego game from Tomio. 3-1-3, 100% KP, made the big play in the top river to save the game. Tomio has been one of the weaker junglers this split of Academy. I think he's last in gold save at 15 among all junglers in the league, but this game, Tomio stepping up big, much needed for his team if they want to have a chance to take down CLG.
And again, expectations versus reality. That's why I want to bring this up, because expectations are for him to play this level. But the reality is, as you talked about, being towards the bottom in pretty much all the stats for jungler. This is what we know of Tomio. This is how powerful he can be when given a comfortable position. As now, they can test around Rift Herald, denying that from Kevy once more, but this TP from Smoothie was not denied at all, because what can Meech do to stop him?
Alpha TP. Smoothie.
Smoothie's like, yeah, you know what? You're an Ezreal. You got no CC. I'm out of here. I'm joining my team.
Meech is just like, free gold, baby. Give me that first strike money.
Yeah, but you traded for Rift Herald. Is that really worth it?
No, but we take what we can get, man. Magical. That's the key.
Can't always get what you want, I suppose. As Evil Genius is what they want. It's to even up the dragons. With Mountain Dragon having spawned, you already got the Eye of the Rift Herald. There's a lot Evil Geniuses now can do, where it seemed like it was getting pretty dire for a bit. They were struggling to find those angles on the top side of the map that I had wanted to see initially. Well, they found one. And since then, Tomio now is 3-1-3 with the Eye. They've got the Divine Sundere in the inventory of Viego. And now, Kevin, having tried to go for his own invade to make it equal of all that had happened on the other side of the map, he's caught out. He used Cyclone again, but he's still going to die because everyone was corralled around him.
Gift the kill over to Cowrie. That's not bad. EG punishing CLG for being, again, a bit off-kilter, and this is what EG needs to do as Tomio pushing the pace.
Tomio looking for Meech. He was able to dash away. Now Tomio's in a little bit of danger, had to flash away. Dodging from the missile barrage. Here comes True Shot barrage. It connects for a shutdown for Meech, and now they look for Cowrie. They can chase him down. Smoothie is low as well. He might have Devour to be able to save his marksman, but it could have been rough there for a moment.
Mechanically well executed from Tomio, but the flash from Meech, too much. And Meech saving that flash in the bot lane play, that's key. He was able to turn that around because he held on to that flash. Oh, Smooth. Oh, wait.
Blast and Brace connected. Oh, no, Smoothie. He went in greed. He had to flash away, but Smoothie flashes in as well. Breezy was able to get the kill on Tom Catch, but now Cowrie! Oh! Double kill!
Flashing over the Mystic Shot. Well played by Cowrie. EG, man, everything falling their way. in what was a slow first 10 minutes for a comp that needs to take off early in the game. EG have punished every mistake from CLG, gotten themselves off the ground, and we'll see what they can do with it. They still have second Herald if Tomio wants to drop it to take more turrets. And now for EG, I think it really is, as we get into this mid game, still about playing off the Sandra. And again, the fact that CLG, both their carries, mid and bot, do not have cleanse. Wherever Frozen Tomb connects, you can chain that with Viego, get the resets, go from there. EG have an easy to execute game plan moving forward. As we take a second look, Meech was looking for the Essence Flux to pop here when he arcane shifted forward. Not the case. Mystic shots connect, but Cowrie baits this beautifully. Yes, Smoothie does miss that, but the Tongue Lash, honestly, being very clutch there for Smoothie, allows Cowrie to chase everything down, and Cowrie staying right in the mini waves. Nice flash over the Mystic shot. Not sure if he needed it exactly, but it does secure the kill against Meech. Well played for the stud marksman for EG, as EG, they need a bounce back. Team 8-16 of the standings. Top 6, very important. You don't want to play that do or die best of 3 against an amateur team. If EG want to avoid that for the second split straight, they need to step up starting now. And this game against CLG, our 4th place team in the standings, they're looking good.
Especially after they're red hot. 4-0 in this week with Kevy in their roster. He's 3-0 on Wukong as you had called out before Cubby. Yet they are taking this to CLG. They're putting so much pressure onto them across the map here. They're looking to see if they can answer a play, maybe get a pick onto Surdy. But Surdy, he's got Blade of the Ruin King. It's not as easy to dive an Aurelia unless you can fully lock her down forever.
And Surdy, yeah, he's going to need some help if he wants to dash out on this one, as the E goes wide, but the TP being there should be good.
Edge. They got the claw, and they got the Frozen Tomb. This is what I said. Surdy, you can't dive him. It's impossible. You got nothing left with the Cyclone from Wukong. Kevy gets away with it. But the prediction out. Surdy almost was able to pick up the kill. Jenkins will be the target. Instead, look to focus him out with a Devour to save the life of Saligo. There will be another kill gifted over to Evil Geniuses while they get a secondary crash on an inhibitor turret mid.
And Surdy himself, he's the one that said that he wants his team to show the scrim results on stage. That is exactly what EG is doing now, as they are playing as a team. We were asking in the pre-show, this is a team that's lacked direction, lacked making plays together. It feels like Lissandra has been a bit of a band-aid pick for them, as Saligo is 4-1 in 5 plays against a team that's 8-16, very good. And we're seeing some of that here as the way that EG is playing around this Lissandra pick. So good as Saligo TP's in the save the 4-man die from happening. And the ability for Surdy to turn this with Saligo again. No cleanses on the side of CLG. Whichever target Saligo picks ends up dying. And from there, Surdy, Saligo, snowball forward. And EG, they ain't done.
They're doing again. Out of replay, fine and breezy. Another pick for the team with only 30 seconds remaining until Dragon spawns. Triple has picked up the package, but it's going to be a lot rougher to actually play around this objective.
A lot rougher. I think they can. That's it. That's as rough as it gets, man.
It's as simple as it gets.
Yeah, they want more.
And now Jenkins, he's not mega. Got the Ring of Frost to connect to Rudiment Plates with a lot of damage. And a cleanse. Oh, now he got the Nara ult. Can he survive? No, he cannot. That is a simple answer there.
Dragon's down. It's all about what CLG can get, as the pity prizes are on the map for CLG. That will be won as the mid-outer turret is taken. Meech triple, still have all the poke online. Big key for CLG, they do have double mirror mana now up on both of their big carries in this game, but they need to buy a lot of time because EG, again, can make plays with no answer. There is no way that CLG can deal with this Frozen Tomb. It's going to take a McHale's coming in from Breezy for them to, I think, really have a chance in this one, as triple going to go on Cowrie. Cowrie's dead.
Cowrie's dead, but Surdy, wait, Surdy's here. How did you get back there? He snuck his way behind enemy lines, and now he's in a little bit of danger with 3 members focused on him. But here's Saligo. Saligo's Lissandra is unrivaled.
And Surdy going golden, that saves his life as CLG gonna get chased down.
They should be able to clean up CLG. Cowrie was a worthwhile sacrifice for an ace over CLG. Jenkins only buying the inevitable time that he needs to. He'll die to Saligo.
Where was this EG been all split? That really is my question. I know yesterday was a rough 0-2 against Dignitas. I think some of their drafts, especially the game 2-1, was rather unplayable. But this was a team. They could, like, the fact that they took that game 1 against 100 Thieves to 50 minutes was absurd. because they took an early comp. They got triple killed bot at like 4 minutes, went deep. Yesterday, game 1, game 2, not great, but this is the EG that I was waiting to see all split man match for.
All split all year. This is what we know they're capable of, and we're finally getting to see the prowess from so many of these players that have been together since Evil Genius's prodigies, working their way up through the system and now getting their shot at Academy. They are proving why we've been so hyped for this entire team for so damn long.
Man, it feels good for EG too, as I know that, we've been a bit hard on them. You were hard on them, man.
No, it was a plan. It was a bait.
It was motivation.
It was the cast to
Tough
curse.
love.
It's cast to curse. I cast to curse them in the positive direction. I use my powers for good.
Good to see, as EG looking to clean up this game. 7K gold lead. Baron on the table.
Wait.
They have pushed. They can play out 3 lanes. It really just is a case of,
Cubby,
can they pull what? Yeah.
I gotta interrupt you. I gotta say Evil Genius is trash again, because I might have just cast a curse in the other way now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I respect that.
So I said that. So hopefully with this fight now progressing, looking for the chase down on a CLG, fighting back the best they can. They got the dash away, but Kevy's blast going unfortunately interrupts him against a rampage for Saligo.
Senna's Q proc that. He Q'd through Kevy, and Kevy was yoinked back into the team. Unfortunate, as Saligo going to threaten the claw, but that should be enough. Smite's off the table, and that means that Baron will be in the pockets of EG.
See, there we go. Cast a curse them again. Got it back.
Look at you.
We brought it back. Like I said, use them powers for good, not evil. I can once in a while be helpful. Wait, actually, I should be using them for evil. It's Evil Geniuses. Or is that
true.
evil?
Hashtag leave evil, baby. CLG,
Man,
they're trying to contest. Look at this angle from Saligo. It's so good.
Lissandra, they got the kill on the Cowrie, but again, it looks like he might just be a worthwhile sacrifice because they had a rampage on 2 members now. Saligo, claw, baby. Are we going to be able to engage? Instead, they're looking for Jenkins with Smoothie on the other side. They've completely disengaged this Baron, but they want to get the kills. They want to continue to harass CLG and whittle away at their confidence.
And honestly, EG getting split apart, chasing there. They do trade marksman for marksman, but at least CLG were able to slow down the Baron. Won't be taken. Will be resets now for the side of EG, as CLG is still on the back foot. But at least CLG able to make a good play, down a man, keep in mind, and buying out time, because Corki Ezreal, this poke is still brutal.
This is the blast cone that you're talking about.
This is super unlucky.
I want to watch it.
It's super unlucky, but also pretty well played by Cowrie. I don't know if you meant to do this on purpose, but yeah, that stinks.
All calculated, baby.
Come here, baby.
No.
Cowrie just wanted to get to know Kevy, as 2 imports from minor regions. Wanted to meet him. Wanted them to come on over, have a nice chat, take a gun to the face, unfortunately.
Now, CLG, they've got to mount back some sort of defense against what Evil Geniuses have done to them. They've got nearly an 8K gold lead, around 7K and a bit of change for Evil Geniuses. Great position for them. 26 minutes into the game. Turning around the tides where it looked disastrous at the beginning. But now this game has been nearly all Evil Geniuses all the way as they again start off a fight. Saligo, Lissandra, the combo is way too much. Kevy was able to get back towards the base. There might be a little bit of a fight back, but flash away. Saligo is a hero, but Surdy might be the target. If they can kill him, it might be a good turnaround for them. They got 1 shut down at the moment, but now they got a little bit of damage with a lot of low health bars on both sides. Saligo flashing away to make sure his True Shot Barrage does not take his life as well.
CLG, Kevy able to use the clone, gets over the wall. Now CLG, they can chase. They have all the poke. Keep in mind, if EG doesn't have clean engages, the poke, the damage CLG has at this point of the game. 3 items on Meech, 3 items nearly completed on Corki. 6K gold lead for EG may not be enough. Truly, all the poke that CLG has. The good news for EG, again, no cleanses. No way to get out of the Glacial Tomb. Mercurial Scimitar not completed for Ezreal. No QSS. No Mikhail's Crucible.
Nope.
There it is. That was the last one. I
You
found
said it earlier.
No, I said Scimitar.
No. Like earlier in the day. In this game.
Mikhail's needs to be completed, I think, for Breezy. I think that's a very big item for the side of CLG.
I think so too. And it looks like that is what he's pathing towards. Trying to get that pretty soon.
Yeah.
But it might be too late. honestly, because even with a pretty good fight there, bouncing back the lead to just shy of 5,000 for Evil Geniuses, where it was over 7,000 before, still sizable enough for Evil Geniuses to play around.
Do not think it's too late. I think if it came in now, it's just in time. I think it's very important,
I think it has to come in right now.
Yeah, but I think it's very... EG needs to win the next couple fights. I think it's very important that they keep on winning fights until this comes in, because that will change the landscape of this game.
Yeah, I mean, it will. We'll make it a lot easier for Corki to escape, for Meech to escape, for Kevy to even escape if he's going to be the one that's focused down. But you have to get it in your inventory at the moment. Evil Geniuses are setting up. See if they can get themselves a bear. I thought they would start it up for sure. I was already ready for the positioning.
There's one more blue trinket left. Now that Jenkins is spotted, I think after this wave is shoved in, this is the wave that EG should push. And the tough part about EG's comp, because it is the lethality Senna, they do not burn through Baron quickly. It is a Luden's Lissandra, lethality Senna. That is not a lot of Baron damage on the side of EG. So we'll see if they decide to start it. It can be somewhat helped by Senna with all the health, but it is not an easy Baron take for them. They're being very cautious with how they play around it. Almost too cautious because, again, next base that Breezy takes, we are expecting that he is able to have access to that Mikhail's Crucible that will be so important in dodging out on that Frozen Tomb.
Oh, now True Shot Barrage being used.
No.
Oh, no, Evil Genius, please. Please.
All right. They have a chant. They have all the waves set up they need. But none of CLG are showing at the moment. So maybe EG is a bit scared. They're going to take a full reset as a team. Tomio, so you're going to be a little bit later. Still okay for the side of EG. They pushed that gold lead back out to 5K. Important to note, Death Cap is finished for Sligo. So these Frozen Tombs are going to hit very hard. And I love this Lissandra build. One shot Lissandra. This is the right way to play the Lissandra, in my opinion. This is the LPL way, baby. They know how to play their Lissandra over there. Sligo's adapting it. We'll see if he can make it work, because they're going to have to one-shot the carries of CLG, because Triple Meech, they have 3 items now. And Ezreal Corki at this point of the game, no matter how far behind you are very scary, very relevant.
But still, it's Evil Geniuses in control of the jungle. They're the ones pushing back CLG, making it difficult for them to feel confident enough to venture out. I'm almost wondering if Evil Geniuses are just playing for the dragon itself, trying to see if they can bait in CLG or clear out as much as possible before then turning for... I know that it's wonky.
You gotta try Baron at some point. And they've started it. Okay, here we go. That's one blue trinket being bled though.
True Shot Barrage comes out as well. Gonna be able to spot that out, consistently getting them a little bit of information onto Baron. Evil Geniuses, they've got Sligo on the side. Could look for the flank if he wants to, with 50% remaining. Onto Baron. TP for Surdy. He's going to be right in the middle of everyone. It was spotted as you called out.
He just popped it.
He's going to be able to get into the pit, or is he going to be able to save this
They got it.
It's so low. All you need is a smite to see here, and they've got it. Now they've got to escape. They jump on top of Jenkins, who's mega. He's got a lot of damage. You got to be careful. He's not going to the wall. Tomio, he's still alive. He got the shields. It keeps them going, and now Evil Geniuses, not only do they have the Baron, but they've got the fight as long as they can look to see if they can pick off Meech, pick off Jenkins. They got Guardian's Angel to flash away from Surdy, but the True Shot Barrage will be able to turn it around. So Ligo can't go into the pit just yet. He has to dash out of there. They got to make sure at least some of their members are retaining Baron.
Okay, that's a Baron. That's good, but it's not a convincing fight. And playing for Dragon, I mean, it's nice as EG, but you don't have Soul on the next one. And again, once Mikhail's comes in for Breezy, he should have it very soon in this game. Things get a lot harder for EG because you cannot execute members with his Frozen Tomb. It will still be a crap ton of damage coming out of the Lissandra, but the lockdown is not there.
No, it's not. They don't have any. They don't have enough lockdown to make sure they can get into this backline at the moment. With Dragon so close to spawning, you could already see the resets from Evil Geniuses. It will be matched by CLG. They've got TP for Meech and for Triple, so they can both go back. Betting the package was picked up by Triple already, so they can look to contest and see if they can get themselves within soul point potential. But honestly, I'm a little curious to see how this will work out for CLG. We saw how long the dance was that Evil Geniuses had around Baron. But I don't know if CLG are any better at quickly taking an objective.
I think CLG is going to grant this. They can. It's just going to be about surviving this Baron push. As that Mikhail's, the bell's been rung. 32 minutes in. Breezy has it in the inventory. EG, Sligo's been fantastic this game. Every angle, every claw that Sligo's taken, I mean, it's really been a Lissandra masterclass from him. But he's going to have to be so good in this last fight for EG. And EG will have to be so decisive because sieging into Corki Ezreal at this point of the game is not easy. Look at all the items that CLG continues to amass on their carries. Triple, 3 items, working towards them all. But Meech, he is a Prowler's Claw away from being full build. It is not an easy finish here for EG, especially if they are going to play out 2 lanes instead of 3. Because Surdy in the side lane is really the strongest lane that they have to try and push in. But Surdy feels like he has to hover in case CLG takes a fight.
One nice thing, though, for Evil's Genius is that we kind of have skipped over this entire time is Cowrie. He's got 5 kills. He's also got a lot of stacks, so he can fight from quite a range. And with how tanky Surdy is, you saw that engage attempted, but he's got an Aegis on his side. Sunfire Aegis keeps him perfectly fine. Same with Death Dance.
A little bit of a unique Aurelia build, but Aurelia, a lot of DPS. You can stay alive. As Saligo will not take that claw. We're just going to keep our eyes on the claws. Once the claw's taken, that's where things get scary, but oh boy.
Oh, they've jumped in. They got the knock-up on the Kevy on the other side. But Surdy, who was looking to see if he can fight it 1v1 against Jenkins the entire time, but it's more to focus away CLG from helping out their own inhibitor. If they can get this, Evil Genius will have a good spike.
Kevy still doesn't have ult. Jenkins has Mega.
Okay, Surdy got Nara ult. Looking to see if he can turn it around. It's fairly tanky. Difficult to kill him really quickly. Finally, they do take him down. Saligo went in, and he flashed for it, too. He might be in danger. He's got to get away. You can see the damage. He does double stopwatch to keep himself alive for a little bit longer. The Devourer as well. Abyssal Dive does not save the life of Saligo. CLG fighting valiantly at their base. The bell has rung, and they are looking to see if they can take Evil Geniuses down.
Oh, the rain connects. I don't think Cowrie gets out.
Does it?
The rocket.
They got to be careful.
Karma.
Rocket. They got movement speed. They're looking for the boomerang to connect. It went wide. Tomioka was able to get the stun on a Kevy. They got movement speed from Jenkins. They're looking to slow him down, but with one more boomerang missing, a missile missing, Cowrie somehow makes it out alive.
But CLG, how much can they get as Jenkins still pushing forward? That's a slow. It will be at least an inhibitor turret, maybe an inhibitor.
You got 20 seconds until Saligo's up.
Surdy's up in 5. They have to back after this because TPs are available for both solo laners of EG. They can TP behind. CLG will respect that, but that's a huge play for CLG, and that gold graph is evened out. CLG, they have the scaling composition, Mad Magical. They have successfully played their way back into this.
When we look at this, Surdy, he thinks he's a lot tankier than he really is, especially when you have triple jumping on top of him as well. There's so much damage they can provide, but Saligo engage here. I appreciate it. I respect it. It
was big.
It was too late.
I mean, it wasn't in position. You could argue that Surdy was too far forward, as it was nice from Jenkins finding the catch. Jenkins has had a really phenomenal week after, unfortunately, missing our first day of games after he was hit by a car. He has decided to take that vengeance out on the league by hitting everyone else with the car. That is his gameplay and is his Gnar. In the 3 games that he's been in this week, he's been good. This game fell behind early, but that was a big, big, big play to try and get his team back into this game. Baron and Ocean are on the table here shortly, Mad Magical. Again, Saligo, really the only viable target that Saligo has is the Karma or himself. We saw how much damage that Frozen Tomb does if cast on himself.
Does a lot and heals him for a lot as well. Provides extra safety. Who needs to worry about Mikhail's when you can just ult yourself? There's not going to be a way to get out of that one. But they still need to find these angles. With this composition, it is about getting Lissandra on flanks with Surdy, with Tomio, and Cowrie pumping out damage because he's got tons of stacks on Senna, but he's just not been able to find the position since those earlier fights, especially when we think about before that first Baron take.
Infinity Edge on Senna.
Interesting.
Serious?
Interesting.
Usually at this point of the game, we see a Rage Blade.
Not going for that. Instead, going for those almost one-shot Q autos.
Something I actually do like from the builds, while we do take a look before our objectives are up. Warmogs for Tomio. Weird item on Viego? Absolutely. Appropriate into all the poke that CLG have this game? I think so.
And they also have an Eclipse for Meech as well, not going for the Prowlers.
CLG, it's about the poke. For EG, it's about finding the right fight and objective. As CLG, they have the package, and I think EG are respecting this. They know that they can't fight in the package. Triple, we'll see if he burns this after the dragon. Okay, so there is. Okay, he burns it immediately. So that means that when Soul Point spawns, or Soul for both teams in 5 minutes, Triple will have package, but this does open up a window for EG to stretch out the map with Aurelia, try to play around Baron. They got a lot of Baron control by giving away that Dragon. CLG will now have to fight back into Vision to try and find this.
Evil Geniuses have been in this position before, though. Late game, the game continued to scale up. They were able to find a victory over 100 Thieves in their second game with it, but the first one, after 50 minutes, unfortunately fell just short. Now, it's all about how they can position themselves, how they can calm it down, just cool off, look for these plays, look for these fights. As CLG, they got good catch and release.
I mean, at this point, I think CLG are ahead.
Yeah.
And that's why. Saligo eats one big one and needs to go to base, as all the poke that can come out of the Corki plus the Ezreal, it's significant, and that's going to get CLG map control perma mid prio, especially with both Corki Ezreal showing us Tomio. That's pretty far up.
Yeah, and even with the poke coming in from Meech, you talked about it, should be able to heal up with thanks to Flower Mogs. All he has to do is wait a little bit. True Shot Barrage. Ooh, that's a lot of damage onto Cowrie, and with Baron up, might seem that CLG are going to posture around it.
They don't want to. I don't think they want to start it though.
No,
they want EG to start it. If EG starts it, that is the dream scenario for CLG. They want to spot EG immediately when they start it. Just rain down the poke onto EG. Until then, I think it's going to be posturing.
Or they can just engage onto Cowrie with Smoothie, trying to keep him alive with double Cyclone. Makes it difficult. Cowrie's blown up by Triple. Smoothie flashing over the wall. Abyssal dive, not in time.
Wow.
Rampage from each, but and the base. 30, he's pushing. He's fighting
cut the wave?
against Jenkins. He might be able to at least get a little bit of a trade. He's got a level over, but that's going to be an R ult coming in from Jenkins, trying to fight against 30, who's just looking to take down these inhibitors, while Saligo on the other side is doing the same for the top.
Kevy burned Flash to find that fight seconds before Cowrie's Flash came back up. Forced Smoothie to try and save him, was not able to do it as the second cast of the Wukong ult canceled the channel. Bot lane dead for EG. CLG take Baron. Surdy is still pushing. He does have access to the ult and Flash, but Triple's about to be there.
Triple's going to be spotted out. Surdy looks to go back.
He's got to go.
Has the Vanguard's Age, got a lot of damage on Triple, but wasn't able to get the stun. Instead, he tried to see if he can re-engage with the help of Guardian's Angel. The Baron has been taken. Now you got to get out of there somehow, Surdy. You're fighting back against Triple, but you die in the fight.
Yeah, you don't get out if you're Surdy. You would have had to flash the wave. That would have been tough. But Surdy, you go into the Death Chamber. This means the CLG, again, complete control around the map until Surdy gets back up. There are no wards on the enemy side of the map in the bot lane where Surdy could try and get into the base of CLG. The closest ward they have is in that top side control ward on the Gromp Pit, so no backdoor options here for EG. CLG have a power play. Baron under their belts. 2 minutes until the Ocean Dragon means that they will have Baron on themselves when Ocean Soul does spawn. And man, for EG, dominating this game, Mad Magical. It was just the really slow play around the Baron that stalled things out for CLG to allow them to get the Mikhails, allow for them to get all these items on the Corki and the Ezreal, and it feels like EG's just run out of gas.
And it does feel like that, but we still have to look towards Tomio, trying to be a hero for this game, as well as Surdy. One saving grace from that entire play was Surdy getting the bot inhibitor.
Yeah.
At least delays a little bit of the push that could come through from CLG.
Does mean that Jenkins is going to stay on that bot side, but still CLG, this falls for free.
Oh, yeah.
No way that EG can contest this. And Baron on a Corki Ezreal team, it's so tough to play into, because all the range, all the damage that is just rained down upon you. It's tough, and that's why EG, they know they cannot stack up as 5. They cannot fall vulnerable to all this poke. They have to try and stretch the map. As Saligo,
that's a massive minion wave. Claws out. Minions don't take the turret itself. Very close to getting that. Saligo is still running away from Triple, but all the while, CLG have set up a push slowly in this bot lane that was once the power point for Evil Geniuses. Now I'm just kind of curious. Saligo's still hanging around this top side. He's got TP available, but he's got to pull the trigger soon because it's looking a little dicey. You might want to even forfeit this turret, but look for the fight afterwards. Try to preempt Triple from re-engaging, especially because you only got 20 seconds left until Dragon.
You're forfeiting everything if you're EG until this Dragon Soul point. Keep in mind, Triple will have the package about 4 seconds after Dragon spawns. So CLG just want to keep EG as far back as possible as Tomio.
Tomio took a lot of damage. Devour Shield will keep him fine for now, but that was a TP burned by Triple. So he won't be able to go get that package. Instead, he's got to commit for the fight with a lot of damage on Tomio. They forced out the jungler.
Smite's gone. The only smite they have available now is if Saligo Ends up going for Spellbook Smite. Will not be the case. Tomio's chunk. EG look elsewhere.
I think. Huh.
They can't contest. Tomio's too low. If they try and contest, they lose the game right there. So I think the plan for EG at this point, try and get vision elsewhere, try and stretch out the map, and try and open up any angle where you can use both TPs you have to try and backdoor.
I think you're right. I'm looking at both TPs, 3 of them. Got Smoothie
That's
as well.
true. They have the bonus TP.
Exactly, and that
Those
could
links,
help him
man.
out. Now Tomio sailing away Gromp, pretty much a consolation prize for the team. He's got that Warmog, so he'll be fine, and he can stay on the map for quite some time.
Nice of you to call Gromp a consolation prize, as that is a lot of damage onto EG. CLG can chase them for days. Again, CLG, all the poke in the world, and so much standing gold from all these objectives that they were not able to take, as EG were just continuously making plays on CLG's side of the map. If a big TP backdoor does come down from the side of EG, CLG does have TPs up to respond. That's when things are going to get haywire. And EG, at some point, they have to try and throw a haymaker. As important to note, Cowrie has utilized his gold to actually switch up his build to the Kraken Slayer Range Blade, and that is a big TP.
Yellow. They got the claw, but unfortunately Sligo's not able to get nearby. Taking 1 missile, 2 missile, not the 3rd, but the phosphorus bomb should come with the 4th, the 5th not connecting. Sligo having to flash away, but he'll die using First Entomb on himself. That's a lot of damage on a triple and on a Kevi. Mistiming a little bit as he goes golden again, delaying the inevitable.
EG, their comp at this point of the game. Does Senna have range? Yeah. Does Senna do a lot of damage? Absolutely. But it's all about Ezreal, Corki in the late game. As Jenkins, oh, he's going to find Sturdy. That's painful.
Gotta stop the
Base
back.
is delayed, yeah.
It is looking rough for Evil Geniuses. The game, somehow.
Oh,
is
30
still
TP.
Straight TP. Oh, yeah, look
This
at
could be
that.
big.
They're caught off by themselves. They got a lot of damage on the Breeze. They're
Jenkins
going to be able to
responds
force out the TP. That the Vanguard
Sturdy.
catches out Breezy with Kevy on the other side. Jenkins, he's not even Mega. He's got the mini form. They got to be careful, but here's Triple. He's got the package as well. Going to dive into the back line to find the Catfish and Sturdy. He's taking up for a long time, but it's all CLG all the way home, and they got the minions to win game 1. 45 minutes into this banger of a game. Evil Geniuses barely falling short once more in the late stages of the fight. It's unfortunate to see, but well done to battle back from CLG.
Oh, God. That's a lot of poke from the Ezreal Corki. They're trying to fish for more. Nexus falls. Oh, unfortunate game for EG. But honestly, good signs here for both teams. CLG, what did we ask from them? Good early game team that sometimes slips up mid to late. What happens that game? They draft a full late game poke comp. They get very far behind early, able to snowball it in. EG, love to play these early comps. Didn't really see them have sound game plans, sound plays. We still saw them struggle to get off the ground, but once they did, they really did snowball that game. Gave themselves a good chance. It was just stalling around Baron. EG were too scared to start that Baron into all the poke that CLG had. It was too late. EG weren't able to execute. CLG got back into the game. And once you get Corki Ezreal 4+ items, it's so tough to play into, and we saw that right there.
Yeah, it was just well thought from CLG, as you talked about. Once the gold got slightly even, not even like fully even.
Mikhail's 3+ items, that was it.
Yep, that's all you needed. So it didn't matter. 2,000, 4,000 gold lead. You had enough poke from Ezreal and from Corki with the Karma to back him up, so that way Sligo could never look to play again to pick off someone in the back line. It just nets a clean victory. Well, not even. It's not clean, but it was a fun victory for CLG Academy.
Hell of a game.
Yeah, and we're going to toss a break. When we come back, we'll have another halftime show ready for all of you with our host, Kangas. Make sure you stay tuned.